Well, I like big bullets and I cannot lie. Weather's cooling down, and so we can say farewell to the pocket guns and the summertime guns, at least for a little while here in North Florida. Now we can look at some full-size guns that give us a good carry option. And a lot of people seem divided between Glocks and 1911s. That's kind of like, do I want to go home with the blonde or the brunette? Why not both? We have here is my Glock 30. This is a stock gun, except for having a square and compass on the back base plate. The middle one is a 1911. It's built on a Charles Daly frame. Springfield, max grade barrel and fitted bushing. Everything inside that gun is Wolf Springs. It's been polished and tuned. It looks like glass. This is one I've had almost 20 years. This gun's digested over 1 million rounds. And I'm going to get to how I do that. The last one is a Rock Island 45. Took it apart, polished all the internal parts. The gun shoots well. And it's got the Novak style sights on it. Both the 1911s run Wilson Combat magazines. One of the big arguments in favor of the 9mm is that, oh, we have made such improvements in the ammunition. And it's better than it used to be. And that's true. It's better than it used to be, I guess. At the same point, a 115 grain bullet is a 115 grain bullet, and physics do not change. That's just the way it is. 45 ACP standard bullet weight that it was designed around was a 230 grain. Little history on it: if it says ACP at the end, that means automatic Colt pistol. That means that cartridge, as well as the gun, was designed by John Moses Browning. That means most likely it's pretty damn good. Most of the time with these 1911s, I run some variation of a 230 grain hollow point's what stays in it. In this case, with this one, factory Golden Saber. Hand-loaded Hornady XTP bullet. This one's loaded with unique powder. It's loaded a little on the warm side. This gets right at 1,000 feet a second over the chronograph. Before you say bullshit, I measured it. Get out of your mama's basement and go do some shooting yourself. The Glock uses the 230 grain gold dot most of the time. A lot of people don't believe that middle gun has been through 1 million rounds. Let me explain how this works. I get out and I shoot. I live out in the country, so it's nothing to me to shoot a couple hundred rounds a day, every day, over a period of years. That's 7 days a week. How do I do this without necessarily crippling the budget? I can't say I've never done that. But a big factor is this. Number one, 45 ACP ammunition, you could get it for around $12 to $13 a box for brass range ammo. I make these bullets myself. They're 230 grain, round nose lead bullet. They shoot well. Prior to our radical environmentalists getting a hold of things, you could get tire shops that would be grateful for you to haul their scrap wheel weights off. They'd even throw in the 5-gallon bucket. Even after that, I've had some generous friends that have made donations to the cause, and I thank y'all for that. When I make my own bullets, all I'm on the hook for is the powder and the primer. That cost me about 7 cents a round. So I load a box of shells for $3.50. Doing that, picking up your brass, reusing it. We're not talking about running hot stuff through for practice ammunition. We're talking about loading it to standard pressures. Alright, your brass should last anywhere from 10 to 20 rounds, 10 to 20 loadings. After that, you might want to get some new brass. Doing that and hand loading for it has allowed me to shoot that much. There's an old joke amongst reloaders, hey, you're not going to save any money on your shooting. You're going to shoot 3 or 4 times as much, though. You're still going to spend that money. .45 also offers us a big bullet, a heavy bullet. Downrange, it's going to have more retained energy than your lighter projectiles. It's simple physics. For you math geeks, if you look at the formula for energy, you square your mass and you multiply your velocity times 2. Some of my teachers will be proud to hear that I remember that much. In launching the big bullet, it's starting in a 1/2-inch hole. That's what it cuts. If we have a hollow point like this that expands, we're going to get up to an 1/8 of an inch. That's even better. Another advantage to the 1911 and the 45 ACP, which also would include the Glock, because it's chambered in 45 ACP, is they operate at low pressures. Low pressures means that I can use snake shot and it'll cycle in the gun reliably. Now, in some places, that's not a factor. This is North Florida. We have moccasins. We have rattlesnakes. We have other critters that need shooting that we don't necessarily need to blow a hole through anything with. The Glock gives me the same advantages that I have with a double action revolver. Pick it up, line the sights up, pull the trigger, repeat as needed. Carries 10 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, total 11 rounds. The 1911, you have a safety here. This gun is designed to be cocked and locked. That means hammer back, thumb safety engaged. There's your grip safety. Unless I have this grip safety down and this manual safety off, this gun will not fire. The trigger pull on this gun, by the way, is about 2.5 pounds. This one was not built as a race gun. I'm going to tell you straight away what it was built for. To get my big ass out of whatever my big mouth had gotten me into. This is a social gun. Is it capable? Yes. 19 years after it was built, it still delivers a 1-inch group at 50 yards. Before you knock that, come on down here and I'll prove it to you. By the way, I'm not going to do this for free, so bring some cash. Because I know some little son of a gun is going to have so much ego, he's not going to be able to help himself but to pay me by the end of that exhibition. This is about my second or third Glock 30. And I like it. The only problem that I have with this Glock 30 is it's a little wide. In the wintertime, that's not an issue. We wear bulkier clothes and it hides easier. By the same token, an assailant will wear bulkier clothes. I've never been attacked by somebody in a Speedo. Because of that, I like the heavier bullet working for me. The Rock Island, well, it's still kind of in a proving stage. I put about 3,000 rounds through it. So far, it's been good. Been reasonably accurate. Wearing a gun out does not mean, that means the gun is wore out. Broken parts, yes, you have to replace them from time to time. This middle gun, I had to replace the extractor in. Doesn't mean the gun's wore out. Means you replace your parts, you fit your parts to the gun, you keep rolling. I also had to replace the ambi side of the ambi safety. Gun's still ready to go. The inside of the barrel looks pristine. It still delivers the goods. Anyway, 45 ACP gives us a big heavy bullet as a rule. That's the advantage of it. Downrange is going to carry more energy. It's going to penetrate deeper. Alright, I'm not trashing another cartridge. If it meets your needs, carry it. You know, whatever you like. This is a good option to look at. It's been tried and true to over 100 years. Still rolling like a champ. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to also draw your attention to a little blue cap projectile there. That's a Glazer safety slug. I think they're antiques by now. I bought a supply of them years ago and still haven't used them all. Figured I'd have it out there for a display. The 45 ACP still kicking ass and taking names. You know, it's been right there with the 30-06. It's an American cartridge. You know, still going strong. Later on.